Hello and welcome back to another on the Wrestle and another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. We just got done with Wrestle but WWE already has Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia coming up next Saturday, so all hands on deck to hype up the PLE and some interesting matches on this week's card. But we start things off with Cody Rhodes, and he had his Crown Jewel ring from last year, just to remind everyone who won the first championship. The American Nightmare only got to speak for about 7 seconds before Heyman and the Bronze interrupted. Orton arrived to provide backup before anything can happen. Heyman did his usual thing and tried to plant Caesar doubts in Rowan's mind regarding his friendship with the Viper. They left without incident, but will be back for the main event. This was relatively uneventful and predictable. It's gotten to the point WWE relies on Rhodes for too many promos, so none of them really ever feel fresh, to be honest. Before we moved on to our first match of the night, and it was the US Championship Open Challenge, challenge was answered by Hayes, who gave a quick promo saying he no longer had anyone holding him back. Before he could head to the ring, though, The Miz hit him with a skull-crushing finale, and Hayes had dumped him as a partner backstage during the show. Aleister Black came out and said he would take the spot instead, and the two former NXT champs started trading takedowns and counters to get the action going. The Dutch Destroyer took control with a couple of swift kicks. The champ began to make a comeback when the show returned for a break. They went back and forth until another commercial, so there was a decent amount of time to make this as good performance as they got, and it went better. Priest showed up to distract Black, and that allowed Zayn to hit the Blue Thunder Bomb for the win. This was being way better with a clean finish, but helps keeps the feud going, which will be fun. Priest cleared off the announce table, put Black through the razor head to end the segment. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Moving on into Chelsea Green and Alba Fire versus Sol Ruca and Zarya. During the backstage segment, Aldous but this match, which upset Green because she was just looking for new members of her secret service. Fire and Zarya started with a hard-fought lock-up. Zarya took control and held up Fire in the corner by head in submission before hitting a flying clothesline. Green made a hesitant tag but still went after her opponent. Green almost hit a finisher, but Ruka managed to hit the Soul Snatcher for the win. A decent match, but it just felt like it was going when it ended. 6 out of 10. As we then moved on to Los Garzas versus Rey Fenix and Javon Evans. But before that, we saw the Tiffany and the Kerr contract signing. They gave a quick promo, signed a contract, and looked like it was going to be it before Julia and Kayana showed up. They took out Tiffany on the aisle and then proposed for Kerr to join them in alliance. Stratton attacked Kayana, but Julia escaped unharmed. This will probably lead to a big tag match before the next PLE. Before following the backstage altercation, Phoenix teamed up with Evans to take on Angel and Berto. Cole reminded us that Angel and Berto defeated this duo a few months ago, so this was a rematch. All 4 of these men are of course high flyers, so it's nice to see that incorporating into their offense. They did lots of high risk moves. They all worked hard to put on an entertaining show. It was especially nice to see Angel and Berto get the chance, but Phoenix got the win with a muscle buster. I thought it was a pretty fun match. I'll give it 7 out of 10. As we then moved on to Cody and Randy versus the two Bronze. The Viper immediately took control and backed Breaker to the corner for some punches before clotheslining him over the top rope. Orton eventually had to make a hot tag to Rhodes, who took on both men by himself for a bit, but was eventually overwhelmed. It had a good amount of time, but it felt very basic in a lot of ways. It was like you could predict every move before they did it. Nothing surprising or interesting happened, but on the plus side, nothing looked bad either. Rollins came in and hit a stomp to Orton while Heyman was distracted by the left. This allowed Reed to hit the Tsunami for the pin and win. Rollins took one too many risks and tried to stomp Cody, but ended up getting with the crossroads to cross the show to level it up. Yeah, 6 out of 10, decent match, and just building up to that main event. And overall, SmackDown this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I thought, yeah, it's a pretty decent show. Not a hugely amount of memorable stuff on there, but I thought what we did get on the most part was pretty decent stuff. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Intrigued to see where we're going in the future weeks now. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials. Link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.